NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. By the auto parts experts at AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. By Chevy, the most wins in NASCAR history. That's an American revolution. And by Sprint, welcome to the 2008 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Speed is beautiful.
21 laps complete, only one change in the top 5 as you look to the west in a beautiful sunset from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear for track tested technology. Get there on Goodyear innovation. Casey Kane has moved past Kyle Busch and into the 5th position.
Ooh, red sky at night. Did you see that?
Yeah, racer's delight.
That's it.
Casey Kane in the 9 car, as you mentioned, he just took over that 5th position.
And here's Carl Edwards racing for 15th against Patrick Carpentier.
And again, as documented in the pre-race show, we've been talking about a lot of the free agents that we have this year as the season comes to an end. Carl Edwards, one of those, but he just re-signed a 3-year contract extension with Roush Fenway.
Just had a feeling that Carl would do that. You know, he likes Jack. He likes being there. He loves Bob Osborne. It's a perfect place for him to be, really.
And when you're the #1 rooster in the hen house,
yeah, that doesn't hurt anything either.
It's a good place to be. You notice a change in our Fox ticker across the top of the screen tonight. We have transitioned after some experimentation to using the GPS transponders in the cars to give you real-time scoring, position, and intervals. So you'll see a lot of changes just like that as Brian Vickers passes Sam Hornish for 34th. The scoring is real-time, but we stress it is unofficial.
Another thing that happened while we were away, Mark Martin got by his teammate Martin Truex Jr. That let Mark in that 8 car take over the 2nd position. Right now about 2 seconds behind Denny Hamlin. Matt, a lot like yesterday's practice, that 8 car looks pretty good on the long run.
Larry Mack, the key for Mark Martin, he told me, is to keep that car on the bottom. Next time he rolls past our digger cam, take a look, and if he's down on that line, that's where he says his car is the strongest. He just needs to roll a little better through the center of the corner so far, and it shows in the stopwatch. That 8 car looks strong early on.
Thanks, Matt. Reed Sorensen in the 41, the target car, started 4th and has run there since the drop of the green flag. He's under pressure now from Casey.
Got a little company from another red car that's trying to work the outside here. That outside line has really come in a hurry.
Doing a good job.
Watch how high he goes here around to get around the 41 car. Casey Kane in the Bud car just gets around on the outside, and away he goes.
But I tell you what, right now we have 2 Ganassi with Sabatos cars up in the top 8. We have Reed Sorensen in the 41, Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42 that right now is battling Elliott Sadler for 9th. I know it's early in the race, but remember, back before Talladega, after Phoenix, Chip Ganassi, Felix Sabatos, they looked at their 41 and their 42 car. They felt like that maybe they didn't have the chemistry like they needed. They swapped the crew chiefs. Montoya gets 2nd at Talladega last week, and look where these cars are running here.
Chris Devoda is in Montoya's pit.
That's right, Mike. Right now, Juan not saying a lot about his car. He was a little bit tight early on, but his crew chief, new crew chief, remember Jimmy Elledge switching over to this team starting last week in Talladega, said, Juan, you're doing great, good lap, good on exit.
I like what they did. I believe the personalities of Jimmy Elledge and Juan will work good, and I believe Donnie Wingo and Sorensen will work good. I really like what they did.
As much as we say about this being increasingly a technology-driven business, chemistry between people is still so important, thank goodness.
In the pressure to perform, there's no growing time. It's either there or you have to make a change. And we're seeing our leader now, Denny Hamlin, after 32 laps, he's already in traffic. Now he has lapped Robbie Gordon, Joe Nemechek, working on J.J. Yaley in that 96 car.
You know what would make Denny Hamlin really happy, besides winning tonight, is really win big. And he's trying to do it. I mean, I think he would like to lap the field if he could.
He won big last night on the final caution. Leaders Kevin Harvick and Carl Edwards did not take tires. Hamlin did and stormed past the 2 of them to win it.
And the thing about it, Mike, and we've talked to Denny a lot, 4 to 5 years ago, he and his family had seats in the grandstands over in turn 4. He was a huge Bill Elliott fan. Everything he drove, he wanted to put Bill Elliott's number on it, and here he is leading this race, set on the pole, and won the nationwide race here last night.
5 years ago, they had inexpensive bleacher seats. Last night, he bought a suite for his folks to watch him win.
My, it is a beautiful world.